We're going to hear from 4 educators from Prem Aware schools, and you can see their names on the screen there. And that's a picture of me with Chloe Dilks, the head teacher at Ashby Wilsley School, presenting the school with the Prem Aware the Prem Aware Award certificate just last week. And so it was really exciting to be able to go into that school and to hear and see all the differences they were making. So I'm going to play a short video now of some teachers from Prem Aware schools telling us about why they wanted to become Prem Aware, some of the changes they've made, how they found the training, and the differences it's made to their school community.
So we had a parent of one of our new starters who approached us and just wanted us to know that their child had been prematurely born, and wanted us really to share the information about your charity and that this training. So she forwarded the link to the training. So all of the senior leadership team completed that, and we shared that with other staff so that we can support the children coming in. So it came from a parent.
I suppose it was very much a project from the heart. My own daughter was born 10 years ago. She was born 28 weeks. She was 720 grams, so £1.9, and she was in the baby unit for 98 days, so 14 weeks in total. Again, I was aware of the smallest things. I followed them for a long time, again due to my own experiences, and realised that they did do a Prem Aware Award, and I thought for us I felt like it was the right fit, and again a way to really connect with our families and ensure we get it right for every child.
I first found out about the Prem Aware Award for personal reasons. My twins were born at 30 weeks and 4 days gestation in 2019. I went on to do a master's looking into follow-up care after children are in a neonatal unit, and I came across the smallest things and I loved the work that they did, and I noticed this scheme that they ran and I thought it looked like brilliant CPD for my setting.
We first found out about the award when one of the volunteers, Julia, emailed school and asked for a meeting. So she came into a school, she talked us through the award, talked to us through the charity, and really what we could do to support children in our school who were born prematurely.
So for me, it's not necessarily just about having the award, it's about providing the best education for children. So we have a Senko, we have our children who have got lots of additional needs, but we've never perhaps considered how premature birth can actually affect children. So it's very much about ensuring that all the children needs are met and actually understanding what those are for premature children.
I wanted my setting to become Prem Aware for a few reasons. Firstly, so that the teachers had a really strong awareness of some of the potential needs of children born preterm, to raise their awareness. And as a comfort for parents, because I think when you're leaving your children somewhere, for them to say to you that they have an understanding of your child's needs and your child's experience is a very comforting thing.
The award was really something I wanted to achieve for our school because one of the children in my class, in my Year 5 class, has lasting difficulties because of her prematurity. And it was something that I was already interested in, but I hadn't heard of the charity and I hadn't heard of the award. So Julia's email came at a good time, and what I wanted to do was find out more information about difficulties children can face when they're born prematurely, and really raise awareness of that in school so we could provide the best sort of education, the best support we can for children that this does affect.
For me, I am a mum of a child that was premature, so I found it really interesting. But it's also, as somebody who works long hours, it was actually really accessible. So it's easy to access, easy to follow the resources. So I could sort of do it in my own time. It didn't take me too long, which is an important thing when you're busy, but very accessible, really interesting. I think I learned a lot of things, so in terms of my own life, but also as to how I can change things in school. So it was very easy to use.
We put together an intervention action plan and really thought about the experience that we wanted staff to get. So originally I started doing the prison training, we then cascaded this to staff, and I have to say they all reported it was a very positive experience. Again, a really, really positive tool to raise awareness and also to develop capacity within staff and to develop their confidence.
The PRISM training was brilliant. It took between 1 and 2 hours, but because it's modular, we could dip in and out. It was clearly research-based, and even as somebody who as a parent has been through the neonatal experience and then did research in the area, I still found out so many things that I had no idea about. It was really eye-opening. It was at times a bit difficult, but it was also very uplifting and very optimistic. It was really high quality CPD.
The training itself was really, really interesting. It contained videos and information, as well as lots of tables and charts, which were really fascinating. And what I found was that it really helped me understand the specific difficulties that children who are born prematurely can face throughout their time in school and later on. I then shared that in school in the staff meeting, and also key members of staff across the school did the full training as well. What was really helpful for us was at the end of the training, it provides really useful strategies that for children with a range of difficulties. So we printed all of those off, and we now use those as a basis to set our plans and to set our support plans for those children who might need it.
First one we looked at was the enrolment process and making sure that we knew there'd been a premature birth there. Again, the sooner we know about this, the earlier we can start to build a picture of this child, we can do further assessment, we can make sure that actually we're getting the right agencies in. And again, it's very much early detection, early intervention. From there, we had also looked at how do we get this information out to other schools. So if a pupil moves from us, we put together a pupil transfer record, and again, the premature aspect was also included within that as well, just so it was actually going out with our school as well, and permeating it to the wider education community, I suppose. In terms of Aberhill, we also make sure that the prematurity is recorded within our support for learning registers, so it's always there so staff can access that. And again, for a lot of these children, we also have an individual record of support as well, just to make sure, we're obviously creating a chronology there as to the support that they've had, and what works and what doesn't work, so we're able to develop strategies far earlier. And again, really thinking about putting the pupil's individual needs at the centre of everything that we do. The kind of last section of our intervention action plan was connecting with parents, but actually allowing parents to connect with each other, because often the experience of a premature birth is quite a unique experience. It's atypical, and actually just having that time to connect and to talk to other people that have had a similar experience is a real positive.
The changes we've made so far are that we now routinely ask new families whether their child was born preterm, and we also have a real focus on early maths for children who were born early. That was one of the things we all learned from the PRISM trainings, that children born preterm can sometimes struggle with maths, and we thought if we can put in a targeted early maths curriculum, that would be beneficial for them.
The first thing we did was contact all our parents via our school newsletter to find out which of the children in our school already were born prematurely and whether or not they had any neonatal stays. Something else we have done is we've included that now on our data collection form when children start school. So any children now new to our school, their parents fill their data collection form in, but it has on there if they were born prematurely, if they were, how many weeks were they born, and if they did have any neonatal stays. So it's something now, as soon as anybody starts school, it's something we're aware of, so we can update our records, but also I can meet with those families to see if there are any difficulties or any support that we can put in place to help them.
For me, it's ensuring that we can now share this with other parents coming in the local community so that we can share our understanding. So for me, it's about being able to support all children in the local community. We know the fact that we can support children really well with their other additional needs, but we can support them now regarding prematurity and have those discussions with families so that they feel that that's perhaps valued and important as well.
I think the biggest thing for us is that we can get the right support in place sooner. Staff really understanding that, but also families feeling like we understand our children, that we can support, we can help, and actually that we have the right tools to do so.
The Prem Aware Award, I hope, will be a sign of how inclusive our environment is. We've already seen so many differences, mostly that the staff have such an increased understanding of the impact of being born preterm. I think there's such a temptation to dismiss it as something that happened in early life, but it's really helped my team to understand the ongoing impact.
what I hope for all of our children is that we put the right support in place for anybody who needs it. And this is something else, so an additional piece of information that will really, really support us in that. What we've done already is find out those children who may have difficulties, may have additional difficulties that they need support with now, or they may need support with later on in their time with us. I've met with some of those families, not all of them yet, we are on a journey with it, but I've met with some of those families. I've spoken to them about their child and about some of the needs that they have, and some of those children now have additional plans. Not all of them needed it, but some of those children have additional plans now in place, with strategies that we use in class, strategies that we can use, that families can use at home, to support their child.
Don't hesitate to do it. So don't hesitate to do it, because I know time is of the essence in a school. We've always got lots to do, but for me, it's something that doesn't take long. You will learn a lot about children, and actually start to question perhaps some of the children later on in your school who perhaps have difficulty with their learning. It could be one of the reasons you've not thought about before. So it's interesting, it's fascinating, doesn't take long to do, definitely worthwhile doing.
For us, it's been a really, really positive experience, and I would absolutely 100% do it. I think you need to really consider what your end goal is and how you're going to do that, and again, how you're going to fit that into the needs of your context. But I have to say, in terms of the Prism training, in terms of the smallest things and the support from them as well, has been a really positive experience, and for me, I think an invaluable one, and something that we continue to hope to drive forward.
My advice for other schools hoping to become Prem Aware would be to do it. It is such low effort for the amount of impact it has. I do a lot of CPD at my setting, and it really is very high quality CPD, and it really has an impact on children and families.
My main tip really for schools and teachers is to just find out, be curious, talk to families. Make this one of the priorities to ask that question to parents who are currently have children in your school, but also any children new to the school, and do the training. The training is so fascinating, and it really did make a difference to the way that I spoke to these parents and the way that I could inform them on anything that we could put in place really for them.
Wow, I mean, that was a really inspirational and incredible video, and just big thanks to those 4 teachers who took the time to record those videos for us. Now, if you've been inspired to go and ask your school to become Prem Aware, on the screen now you should be able to see our website address and also our email address. So please do have a look at the website. Everything you need is on there, or get in touch with us via email, and we can help you approach your school to ask them to be Prem Aware, just like those 4 schools we heard from there. And I think what really struck me was that this is making a difference to pupils' lives, and also families' lives, families like me, like yours. This Prem Aware Award is really making a difference for them.